All right, boys, we are back, and it's time for us to continue the Year 4 season simulation with the NHL's top team, the Toronto Maple Leafs. 84 points, a record of 41-15-2. This one's looking like a good one. If we can get the Stanley Cup this year, that's 2 in 3 years. Hell yeah. Say hello to the dynasty. Now, I was reading your comments in the last video. We are up here at the trade deadline, 58 games of the Year 4 season underneath our belt. The trade deadline is 2 weeks away. In the last video, I showed you guys who was available, and there were some nice veterans. I'll just bring up my my lines right now. A lot of different suggestions, but you know what? I don't want to make a trade just because we are in first place. The team is kicking ass right now. I don't even want to mention this, but I have to say it for commentary purposes. The injury bug has not hit us. Please, God, don't hit us now that I've said that. We have a deep team. We have some scratch players, but James Van Riemsdyk, Austin Matthews, William Nylander, Kasperi Kapanen, Logan Brown, Mitch Marner, the best third line in the NHL, Timoshov, Cody Eakin, Daniel Sprong, and the fourth line that's getting it done, Kirby Reichel, is definitely holding his weight. I mean, that forward core looks so freaking nice, and the guy that was being suggested over and over and over again, different types of trades, but unanimous decision by the pro scouts for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You guys want me to bring in from the New Jersey Devils, the left wing scorer. I'm vamping so long. Hopefully I can get there before I say his name. From from the New Jersey Devils, Taylor Hall. All right, so they're willing to give him up. He's an elite 90 overall left wing sniper, only 28 years of age. So I mean, you got him for like 5+ years. You don't have to worry about that if you can sign him. But we probably won't be able to sign him. But you're getting him for a rental, and you know, rentals suck, but considering we won the Stanley Cup 2 years ago, if we can win the Cup this year, 2 in 3, you know, we can't let this year get away from us. We can't let this roster get away from us. This is an opportunity to bolster this team, and I mean, I tried to find a way to make it work, boys, and you know what? I'm going to give in. You guys want Taylor Hall? I decided we'll make the trade for Taylor Hall. But who's going out? A lot of people suggesting James Van Riemsdyk. No one said Austin Matthews, William Nylander, or Mitch Marner. But James Van Riemsdyk, let me just bring him up. James Van Riemsdyk, Kasperi Kapanen, he was another one. Daniel Sprong, you know, saying, if Sprong's coming up in the future, just get Taylor Hall right now. The player that I want to trade away, and this may not make sense positionally, but I can play Mitch Marner as a center. Logan Brown, our second line center. Now, we gave him the chance this year. He's only 21 years of age, top 6 medium potential, 84 overall. This guy's got a bright future. But if you look at his defensive category, that's certainly a weak spot. 2 stars. Defensive awareness 75. Faceoffs is good. Shot blocking, stick checking, not so much. His shot is off the charts as well. But you know, he's a power forward. I'd rather get the sniper Taylor Hall with the same kind of shooting, but probably a better bet for the simulation to actually put the puck in the back of the net, right? Now, Logan Brown is still on his minor league deal for another 2 years, so it makes sense for New Jersey to get a player like this coming back. They're trading a guy who I guess they don't feel like they'll be able to sign in the offseason. They don't want to lose him to free agency, so you're getting a young, potentially first-line center back the other way with 2 years left on his minor league deal, but that's not going to be enough. And we can get into the center position in a second when I bring up the line changes. So Logan Brown going back the other way. Who else are we going to have to do? Well, obviously, we're going to have to throw in the first overall pick this year. And also, I've already gone ahead and done some pre-scouting for the players that I could part ways with, so don't worry. Hang on. Was he a left winger or was he a right winger? Started with a T. I think he was a right winger. Hang on. Yeah, Toivonen. All right, so this guy I drafted. I can't remember which year I drafted him, but he was a top 9 right wing sniper, and we got plenty of snipers on this team. Kasperi Kapanen. If we trade for Taylor Hall, so this guy I don't see him. Daniel Sprong. I forgot to mention him. I don't see this guy having a place on this team. Former second round pick, 57th overall in 2019. He doesn't have a contract just yet, so I'll throw him in there. So they're getting 2 prospects, a first round pick for Taylor Hall. That's, you know what, that might go through considering that his name is Red. Yeah, and I don't need to take back any salary for Taylor Hall because he's only got 1 year. Yeah, this might go through. So, boys, Logan Brown, a first-round pick, and Toivonen for Taylor Hall. A lot of people probably thinking that it should be JVR or Kapanen. I'm going to say Logan Brown, and when I show you the lines, I'll show you why. All right, so will it go through? You've met our block needs well enough, but the value you have on the table is too far off. Okay, so It's the dynasty year, boys. I can't let this year get away from us. We already have a plethora of prospects. Our team is full of young guns. I'm going to do it. We can't, I've said this over and over again. We can't let this year get away from us. So Logan Brown, a first, Toivonen, and a second for Taylor Hall, the goofy looking Neanderthal. Will it go through? Still not. You've done all right meeting our block needs, but the value you are sending our way isn't sufficient at all. You guys are fleecing us. Well, the guy is an elite forward. It's a rental, though. You think they'd probably get better value somewhere else? You're going to lose him into free agency. That's a bona fide second-line center. A first-round... All right, I mean, it's not going to be the highest pick. Neither is that second. But two top picks in the first 60. Toivonen, top 9 forward. What else do you want? You think the third round... If I have to get another first or second in there, that's going to suck. Hopefully the third will get it through. So Logan Brown, a first. Toivonen, a second and a third. This is really stretching for Taylor Hall, boys. I'm listening to you here. I mean, we're already the best team in the NHL. This might be overkill, but then again, it might just get us that Stanley Cup. So let's see. The third round pick. Will it go through? Oh my God. Just to be honest, we'll have to sweeten it just a touch. Jesus. All right. So I can easily get this to go through now. I'll have to take off that third. So Taylor Hall for Logan Brown, the first. Toivonen, a second. Yeah, I'll just go for another second for next year. My goodness, man. My goodness. So a first and 2 seconds for Taylor Hall. Well, first and 2 seconds and 2 prospects for Taylor Hall. Well, I guess Logan Brown wouldn't be a prospect anymore. Still in that minor league deal, though. So let's see. Yes, I am happy to accept this proposal on behalf of the New Jersey Devils, and we consider it a done deal. So, boys, we are stacking the team for a Stanley Cup run. But now, look at the cap space. 0.051. We will not be able to trade for Nick Bonino or Chris Russell or any other defender. And that's okay, because we're going to just give the ice time to this Nielsen guy, who's actually not too shabby. His defensive awareness is at 86. He's growing. And you know what? If we go out and get a guy like Chris Russell, maybe he gets angry with the lack of ice time. I don't need that right now. You guys wanted Taylor Hall? I got freaking Taylor Hall. So Taylor Hall, welcome to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Logan Brown, I gave you the shot as a second line center. Just didn't work out, my man. We're going to have to move on from it. So we'll see if that trade comes back to bite us, or if it makes us that much better. Maybe a 60-win season. All right, so just give me a second here, boys. I will edit the lines. So there he is, boys. Taylor Hall in the first line with Austin Matthews and William Nylander. We finally found that first line sniper to put alongside of those two playmakers. We'll see how it ends up working out for us. If I didn't show you before, there's his individual stats. Even his defensive category is doable for a sniper. So you brought in a guy who is better offensively than Logan Brown. Logan Brown, I guess, has a harder shot, but the accuracy not there compared to Taylor Hall. He's got the passing, the offensive awareness. He's got better defensive, the better defensive category than Logan Brown. And we can easily fill that second-line center position with Mitch Marner, who was playing first-line center when Austin Matthews received the injury last year. So we know he can play the center. His face-offs is up at 73. His passing is at 95, so he can pass the puck to Kasperi Kapanen or James Van Riemsdyk, who are now both in the right wings. Right winger in Kasperi and left winger with James, all right? So there it is, boys, and we're going to leave the third and fourth line the way it is. Kirby Reichel's not going anywhere for this year. It's just going to be the one trade. Morgan Riley, Ville Poke, all that good stuff. And special teams, we got Taylor Hall on the right side for his one-timer. Kasperi Kapanen on the point. Daniel Sprong's in there. Mitch Marner, okay? So let's see how that changes the Toronto Maple Leafs. My God, that is a stacked first line. It's a stacked top six. My goodness. I agree with the comments that said, Johnny, you can't, the dynasty is going to slip away from you. You can't think for the future. You have a team that can win right now. It sucks. It sucks that we lost the Stanley Cup last year. With the team that we had, we certainly could have won it. But you know what, man? Don't give up on that dynasty. 2-3 sounds freaking good to me, especially if I can get a President's Trophy in there. There's no reason why we can't win that President's Trophy. They got freaking goal support we should have now. So 41-15-2, the Toronto Maple Leafs with a huge blockbuster trade. A first, 2 seconds, a Logan Brown, and a prospect who was drafted in the second round for the superstar Taylor Hall. And I believe Taylor won a Stanley Cup with the New Jersey Devils. Devils won in year number 1, did they not? So year 1, Taylor Hall. Then the Leafs won last year was to the St. Louis Blues. Taylor Hall is ready to win again. So we won the first game against the Washington Capitals 6-3. And then look at that. See, this is the thing about making a trade when you have a good thing going. It can only get worse. It's not like we're going to play any better. We're already at almost a 60-win team. We're in the President's Trophy contention. We're in number 1 spot. The only one place to go is down. 2 losses. There you go. 5-2 victory. We should be scoring goals like crazy. All right, so 3-2 since the Taylor Hall trade. Come on now, boys. We can afford, what is that, 3 more losses? So we got to go 16-3 to get to 60 wins. I don't know if that's going to happen. Hyman, do not get angry about your damn ice time. We need the locker room chemistry up there. All right? I don't want to jinx us. I don't want to jinx ourselves. And I didn't lower the injuries by that much, man. I only lowered it by like 3 or 4 points. It was at 9 before or 8 before, and I lowered it down to like 5. We haven't had a single injury the entire year. There you go. I just jinxed us. All right, 5-2 victory, 5-4 victory. I wonder if Taylor Hall makes us more of an offensive team. James Van Riemsdyk was that power forward on the first line. I wonder, 2-0 loss. How the hell does this team get shut out? Oh my God, we got shut out for freaking 120 minutes? That's nonsense. There you go. There's an injury to an AHL squad. Assistant coach replaces player. There you go. The AHL team not having the greatest year. It was next year that we're playing for our elite goaltender, right? This year was the year that we're just playing our young guns. Yeah, we expected not the greatest year. All right, so the Toronto Maple Leafs, goal scoring, not so much. Vancouver and Minnesota, we get shut out. My goodness. I'll just put Cody Hodgson back in. Hang on a second. It was for Byron Frazee right here. Cody Hodgson was that second line center. Even if we miss out on the President's Trophy, though, boys, there's no doubt in my mind, even though we may be losing some games right here, Taylor Hall will make our real-time simulation come the playoffs better. It has to. It has to give us more goal support. Just does. Multiple morale changes for qualifying for the playoffs. So the Toronto Maple Leafs are already in. We've lost the chance to win 60 wins on the season, but that President's Trophy is right around the corner. Keaton Middleton's been injured with a mild concussion. Okay, I'll just go assistant coach replaces player. Come on now, Toronto. I don't know, 22 regulation losses. These regulation losses are starting to add up. We may, another one. What the hell? Toronto not looking good. He was only an AHL top 2. Keaton Middleton. We're almost at the end of the regular season. It doesn't look like the Toronto Marlies are going to make the playoffs. I'll be all right for now. Another regulation loss. 3 regulation losses in a row. What the hell is going on? We were supposed to be much better. All right, so let me just slow it down. There's 2 in a row. Let's see if we have that President's Trophy or not. Jake Gardner's been injured with a wrist sprain. Estimated return is April 12th. That's not horrible, boys. That is not horrible. Assistant coach replaces player. He'll be back for the playoffs. That's not horrible. All right, so 2 more games left. The Toronto Maple Leafs, they had a good thing going, but they've lost some games recently. We've won the Eastern Conference. That Z to the point totals right there. That means that we've won the Eastern Conference. Our locker room chemistry is high, man. 89%. It's almost at 90. That's good for us. Team stats. Let's see here. I just want to track the President's Trophy race. Those regulation losses, yeah, the St. Louis Blues, yeah, we lost it, man. We let them catch up to ourselves. Too many regulation losses. What are we in the last 10? Let's see this. Yeah, the St. Louis Blues are 7-3-0. We are 5-5-0 in our last 10. 5 regulation losses in 10 games. That's certainly not playing like the team that we did the entire year. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, guys. I listened to you. What the hell? Taylor Hall, he's goofing this team up. Dude, how many games left did we have? 2 more? Maybe 10. Maybe we can win the President's Trophy still if we win both and St. Louis doesn't win a single one. But I think we lost it, man. Where's the stretch that we lost it? Buffalo twice. Yeah, right there. Right there is when we lost it, boys. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 regulation losses in the last 6 games. It was lost right there. All right, so Ottawa, can we beat them? 52, 25, and 3. Still a very respectable record. And like I said, I think we'll be much better during the playoff simulation with Taylor Hall over Logan Brown. So I'm still happy with that trade. I'm just joking with you guys. That's all. We overextend. We better friggin' end up winning that Stanley Cup, though, with Taylor Hall. 6-0 loss. Eee, look at all these regs. Friggin' piling up. All right, so last game of the regular season up against, and Jake Gardner's available. I'm gonna sit him. No. I'm gonna sit you. Continue. You can come back in the next game. I don't care if you're angry. I don't care. All right, so the Toronto Maple Leafs stumbling into the playoffs. 52, 26, and 4. They miss out on that President's Trophy. I know for a fact we didn't catch the St. Louis Blues, but that's okay because 108 points is still a fantastic year. The trade with Nazem Kadri in the offseason helped helped out our future. We're still a great team right now. And with the trade for Taylor Hall, hopefully that's enough to get us our second Stanley Cup in 3 years. So, regular season has ended. Let's see who we got in round number 1. Woo! The Philadelphia Pansies. Man, going back to the early 2000s when Philly kicked us out 2 years in a row, I got some heat against Philadelphia when it comes to the playoffs. So this could be a good series or it could be a hat trick of misery. Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at what happened during the regular season. I'll go back to the team stats just for 1 second. I want to see where the St. Louis Blues ended up. If they were only ahead of us by 4 points, 3 or 4 points, I'll be pissed, man. Because we really did end it right there. Yeah, they're only ahead of us by 4 points. We really lost it right there. We would have had to get another 2 wins and at least another overtime loss because their regulation plus overtime wins was 5 ahead of ours. But we lost it in that last little stretch. So you could make the argument that the Taylor Hall trade lost us the President's Trophy. But if he comes through in the playoffs and helps us win the Stanley Cup, that's a solid trade-off in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. I want to know what you guys think about the Taylor Hall trade. It's a rough one when you're already in the top of the NHL. What are you gonna do, right? But you guys made me do it. So Austin Matthews, 75 points in 82 games played. He missed out on last year, 40 games with that injury. This is his NHL career so far, 49 points, 52 points. Last year he was on pace to have a really good season. Slowed down a little bit. This year with his goal scoring, he had almost double the amount of games, but only had 5 more goals. But still, point per game, plus 26. Austin Matthews is a legitimate first-line center. William Nylander, 64 points, 22 goals. James Van Riemsdyk, this is why I chose him over Nazem Kadri, boys. He continues to have 20-goal seasons. 21 goals last year, 24 goals this year, 58 points. JVR is a goal-scoring power forward. I'm glad I traded Kadri instead of him. Taylor Hall, 19 goals, 51 points. I should have taken a look at his stats before I started the simulation so we could have compared. But the eyes are going to be on him for the playoffs. It's all going to be about his playoff production for the Leafs, or lack thereof. Hopefully not. Mitch Marner, 17 goals, 48 points. So I think he had more points last year. Let's see. Yeah, 78 points last year. So Mitch took a step back because we're playing him on the second line. I can already hear the comments saying, Johnny, you're gonna mess up Mitchell Marner by not playing him on the first line. What do you guys want? We got Austin Matthews, William Nylander, and Mitch Marner. I got Nylander and Austin Matthews on the first line. I'm not going to go with 3 playmakers. I want to have some depth here, right? So you got a team that's winning games. That's the second best team in the NHL. That's the standard of success for me, not how high up I can get my individual players and how many points they get. Daniel Sprong, 45 in his rookie season. That's a good one for him. Kasperi Kapanen, 39. Some nice goal-scoring support here. Timoshev, yeah, that third line is filthy for us, even though they're minus 15. I guess teams got to get goals on us some way. It's not going to happen in the first 2 lines. Kirby Reichel with no power play time, no nothing. That's 5-on-5, fourth line ice time, 34 points, 12 goals. That's a really good season. Frederic Gauthier, that fourth line, I'm going to say it too. I got the best third and fourth line in the NHL. My God. Fourth line really stepped up, man. We got Morgan Riley with 58 points, Jake Gardner with 30, Ville Polka 19, Connor Carrick 13 goals, 19 points, no assists for Connor Carrick, Eric Jelena, and we got Andrew Nelson, who's a -2, but he's 81. Give the kid some time to grow. And goaltenders, Harold Bluetooth, Frederick Anderson, .921 save percentage, 2.37 goals against average. That might be good enough for a Vezina trophy. We'll have to take a look at what's going on around the entire league here. Hang on a sec. All right, so no. I was going to say the goalie with the best goals against. I didn't have it sorted just yet. So this guy, Picard, had the best goals against, but that doesn't count because his wins is only at 10. Let's see the goalie with the most wins here. Devin Dubnyk, 2.16 with 31 wins, but 31 losses as well. Jesus, how does he have 31 losses? Freaking Minnesota did not score any goals for Devin Dubnyk this year. 31 regulation losses, but a goals against of 2.16. How does that happen? Carey Price might take it here, boys. 2.17 with 34 wins. Let's keep on going down here. Let's try to find Andy Anderson. Where art thou? What was Anderson's goals against? There it is. Okay, so, yeah, Jake Allen finished better. Holtby. Yeah, there's a bunch of guys here. What about save percentage? Who had the best save percentage with the most wins? Picard. All right, no, these guys don't count. Carey Price and Dubnyk. Yeah, it's gonna be Carey Price with the Vezina this year, boys. His goals against, his wins to loss ratio, and his save percentage were all better. Not his wins to loss ratio, but goals against and save percentage, both better than Frederik Andersen. Don't worry, Harold Bluetooth. You had a fantastic year from my perspective. Good on ya. Keep her going. Win me a second Conn Smythe. I'll take that. Screw the Vezina. All right, so that is that. Oh, what am I doing? Player stats around the league. Sorry, boys. Getting ahead of myself. Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, so entire league. Let's take a look at forwards first. So who had the most goals this year? We got 39, so there's not really a lot of goal scoring in later years. I remember the first few. Did we have a 50-goal man? I know we had a 40-goal man. I can't remember. So Vladimir Tarasenko, most goals in the NHL in year number 4. Assists, Blake Wheeler, 14 goals, 58 assists. My God. This guy be dishing the puck to Patrick Laine all day. Points, Patrick Kane with 93, John Tavares with 81, Sid the Kid Crosby with 78. Will they go back to the Stanley Cup Finals? Austin Matthews, our best point scorer, was 6th best in the NHL. Not too shabby. Morgan Riley, was he? Definitely didn't win the Norris, no, because he only had 58 points. All right, so I don't think we won any individual awards, boys, but I have built this team as just that, a team. It's not filled with individuals. It's filled of team players who can win championships. And I'm hoping that we can do that again. So we're going to end it right there, boys. Actually, 2 more things. We'll end it on the playoff tree. Let me just check the progress reports. What do you guys think about line changes? I want to know, because we did kind of stumble into the playoffs. Maybe I can put Taylor Hall in the second line. So Nelson grew by 4. Connor Carrick grew by 2 in the system. Giroux, Jockton, Cheney got some good growth. Hedberg, Allison. Yeah, see, we need all of these guys to grow for next year. Our goaltender, Spotcheck. Yeah, Spotcheck's a 72. So for next year, he'll be ready to play in the AHL. We have to have the equivalent of a President's Trophy team in the AHL next year. I need to have some guys who are like mid-80s on the first lines so we can dominate and get Spotcheck up here. Okay, but for right now, it's Frederik Andersen, and I'm fine with that. We got another 2 years with Frederik Andersen. 3 Stanley Cups in what's it called? 3 Stanley Cups in 4 years. That would be nice. Let's see if we can do it. So, boys, the Toronto Maple Leafs are back in the Stanley Cup playoffs for the 3rd year in a row. Can they win their 2nd Stanley Cup in that time? That would certainly be the beginning of the dynasty. And they've taken a big, I don't know, what's the word? Stab? They've taken a big stab? No, I don't think that's it. Well, they're taking their chances. They're taking their chances at winning the Stanley Cup this year, putting a lot on the table for Taylor Hall. 3 draft picks, a first, 2 seconds, a future second-line center who's got 2 years left on a minor league deal. That's great for a cap team and a prospect that we weren't going to use. But still, that was, giving up a lot, and we don't know if Taylor Hall is going to come through for us. We lost out on the President's Trophy. We probably won't be able to re-sign him in the offseason. He's going to want plus, $8 million plus. But if we can win the Stanley Cup, and if he can contribute to a Stanley Cup, to our 2nd Stanley Cup in 3 years, then it's all worth it, okay? The draft picks, the prospects, Logan Brown, and even if we lose Taylor Hall to free agency, it's still 2 cups in 3 years with a solid team of the future still. All right, so boys, I listened to you, but was it the right decision? Let me know, boys, and in the next video, we will start the Year 4 Stanley Cup playoffs. Be sure to check out our website, 2bcsports.com, where the hockey talk continues. Find myself and others in the live interactive chat, or dive into the active forums to talk about sports and gaming. You can also find us on Twitch, where the live streams come to life.